Welcome to the Dray Way. Hey, I'm Drayton Nay. I'm your host. I am really glad you're here. You're probably saying to yourself, Drayton, where are we? Well, right now I'm showing you exactly what this administration is giving to many of those that voted for this administration. Take a look behind me. Yeah, that's called nothing. Yeah, that right there is just a whole acre after acre of nothing. See that? Yep, just nothing. And that is exactly what voters across the country are getting from the Trump administration. Absolutely nothing. And in many cases, not only are you not getting anything, but you're having things taken from you. We're going to talk a lot more about that. And let me tell you this right now. You're going to get the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth on this show. So help me. So let's get started. We got a big show today. Let's go! Welcome to the Dray Way. Look, I'm glad you're here. Let's get started. You know, I started off the show showing you nothing because that's exactly what Republicans have gotten across the country. Let me pick on Pennsylvania in particular. Pennsylvania is now poorer than they were before they voted for Donald Trump. They voted for Donald Trump. There are 67 counties in Pennsylvania, 67 of them. 59 counties, 59 voted for the old diaper wearer. Yeah, they voted for the old guy in a diaper. 59 out of 67. And you know what they got for it? Absolutely nothing. And that is the theme of today's show is, guess what, America? You got nothing. That's right. Not only did you get nothing, in many cases, you got less than nothing. What little you had is being now taken from you. Pennsylvania has been devastated. And Pennsylvania farmers right now with the tariffs and energy and the energy costs and the closing of the markets with the tariffs, they can't sell their products. The farmers can't to Canada, to Mexico, to China. Weather. Who do you think? What I don't understand about farmers is you depend on the weather. The weather is a big deal. And climate change continues to happen, and you guys vote for the people that just deny it and make it worse. How does that make sense? I would love to sit down with a few of you farmers and just go, what the F are you doing? What are you thinking? You are not Republican. There's nothing Republican about you. I keep repeating this, but I mean, look at Pennsylvania. You are literally poorer. You're going to pay more in taxes. You just got your, right now the governor's trying to figure out how to make up for an $800 million shortage because the federal government's not going to supply food benefit. So I guess a lot of you are just going to go hungry in those 59 counties. Your state is already, in the first 7 months of this president, it's a lot worse off. If you don't want to believe me, just put it in ChatGPT and say, hey, under Trump's policies, how much worse is it in Pennsylvania? Just ask ChatGPT and see what it says. It's going to be like, oh, your life is a lot worse, and this is why. Boom, 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 boom. It starts with the tariffs and food insecurity and costs, and it just goes down the list. You're a lot worse off, Pennsylvania. Some of you now realize it. Some of you And that's why I'm thinking Pennsylvania learned its lesson like I think Nevada did. The fact that we went red with Pennsylvania, it blows my mind, because we have nothing here in Clark County specifically, nothing but union workers. But the vote difference wasn't big enough to carry the state. Yeah, you have a lot of people that live in this county that actually vote red. How stupid is that? Here you are, an area totally dependent on worker income, and you vote Republican? How does that make any sense to anyone? You are getting nothing from Republicans. I've said this in other shows, but I really want to highlight it today. I want to highlight the nothingness that you get with the Republican Party. You get nothing. They give you nothing, and you get nothing. And like I said, not only do you get nothing, in many cases, they're taking what little you have from you. And 59 counties, 59 red, very red counties in Pennsylvania. Why? What is it you think you're getting? You voted for this man. What are you getting in return? You're getting nothing. You're getting poorer. They took from you. They cut your benefits from you. You got less. So tell me what you're doing. Tell me why you voted to get less. And if you really just want to live poor, if you just want to be broke, just move to Alabama and Louisiana and leave the good people in Pennsylvania alone. If you want to be broke, go move to a red state and be broke. Why some of you want to turn Pennsylvania red is just, it makes no sense. It makes no sense. You're farmers, you're workers, you're Democrats. You're not Republican. There's nothing Republican about you. Nothing. There's no reason to be Republican in Pennsylvania. None. Zero. And you know how I know? What have you gotten in the first 7 months of this administration? Nothing. You've just gotten things taken from you. And that's what has to be repeated over and over and over and over again. You vote red, you get nothing. You don't get anything. The only people that get something are the ones invited to Mar-a-Lago. And the last time I checked, you were not invited to Mar-a-Lago. The only people getting anything are the ones invited to Mar-a-Lago. And that ain't you. So what are you voting red for? Tell me why. Tell me why you would go, well, I'm going to vote for Donald when he's going to do nothing but take from you. And he did. Congratulations, Pennsylvania. You are now poorer than you were 7 months ago. You're on your way to being Alabama, Louisiana, Mississippi, Kansas, Arkansas. Woo-hoo-hoo! Don't you want to be just like Arkansas, Pennsylvania? Wouldn't that be the goal? Just to be like Arkansas. Or how about Alabama? Because you're on your way. Yeah, you're on your way. You keep voting red and you're going to see just how quickly you go from this wonderful state of Pennsylvania to this also known as Alabama or Mississippi or Louisiana. Because that is the path you are on. You are on the path to become Alabama. Isn't that wonderful? Was that your goal? Was that your goal when you voted for Trump? And I would like to know, I would like you to tell me, Pennsylvania, what was your goal? What did you think? Now that farmers are going bankrupt, now that farmers are screaming for help in Pennsylvania, now that all this money that was going towards renewable energy sources, and you're going to lose tens of thousands of jobs because that's been cut. What did you vote Republican for? Somebody in Pennsylvania tell me what you thought you voted Republican for. Because after 7 months, the report card is in, and you got effing nothing. You got zip. In fact, you got less than zip. the government took from you. Yeah, and now the governor is going to have to try to figure out how to save your ass. Yeah, because you were stupid. Now we got to try to figure out how to save you. Congratulations. Congratulations. You just made your life more difficult. And that goes for all of you. That goes for all of you across the country. Tell me what you got. You voted for Trump in this administration, this ridiculous, nonsensical administration that I'm just watching prices go higher and higher and higher. We got people, I see people in tears in line at the grocery store because they can't afford enough to eat. I'm not joking. I'm not even joking a little bit. I saw it the last few days. People literally crying in the grocery. I'd never seen, I am a 61-year-old man, never seen it. Never seen that in my life. Never thought I would see that. But here we are. People in grocery store lines crying. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you can find any good reason to vote Republican, I would love to hear it. I would love someone to tell me, I vote Republican because of something. Other than the fact that you're racist and you just like white people. Welcome to the Dray Way. Don't forget, hit the subscribe button. Come argue with me every single day. There's a new show every single day on the Dray Way. So don't go anywhere. Part 2 to the Dray Way coming up next. I get angry when I talk about real estate because starting a couple of years ago, I was saying this is a huge bubble. Get out, get out, get out. Sell, sell, sell. Do not buy. This is a big problem. I started saying it 2 years ago, a little over 2 years ago. And everybody said I was crazy. I was nuts. You know, you need to be quiet. You don't know what you're talking about. I had real estate agent after real estate agent. Oh, I'm selling houses like this. I'm doing that. I'm doing this. And I said, stop telling people it's a good time to buy because it's not. Telling people in 2023 it's a good time to buy is a lie. No, it's not. Who are you? And what do you know? And da-da. I'm like, oh, I don't know. I've just been around real estate for most of my life, and I've seen this act before. And I've called it before. I called it in 2005, 2006. I said, hey, sell, sell, sell. We're at the max. This is a bubble. Look out. And I saw the same thing again. But guess what? Nobody cares. Nobody cares. I bet you I've had maybe 3 people come back and go, man, you called it on real estate in Florida and Texas. You were spot on. You called it exactly right. 3 people. Do you know how many people came back to tell me I was wrong about Trump winning the election? Do you have any idea how many thousands of people came back to say, ha, 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 you were wrong about the election? I said, yeah, I was wrong about the winner, but I was right about everything else. Everything he would do when he became president, he has done. I was right about 99% of everything that would happen if he became president, which I thought this country had moved on from a fat old guy. So I was wrong. Yep, I was wrong. I thought the country had moved on from a fat old guy. But never underestimate the ability of white America not to want to vote for someone of color, especially if it's a woman. Yeah. I think the Democratic Party has now learned that America doesn't want anything to do with a woman, especially women. Women don't vote for women. We've put up a woman for president twice now. Women don't vote for them. Women don't want to see another woman do well. And I'll take that to the grave. I don't care what anybody says. I got the receipts. I have the numbers to prove it. And that's why, just so you guys know, I'm going to let women in on a little secret here. You know why men are almost always in charge? Because we just vote for the guy, and you don't vote for the woman. In many cases, there are more women involved in places where you could vote, but you won't vote for the woman. You won't do it. So we just vote for the guy because he's a guy. He's like us. He's a guy. We'll vote for him. And they win again and again and again. And that's why there's so few women in government, because you women won't vote for them. There's more women voters than there are men. You could have all women senators, all women house, you could have it all. But you don't, because you don't vote for women. That's a straight up fact. You can argue it till you're blue in the face. But that's why I say, if the Democratic Party should never, not in my lifetime, maybe not in my son's lifetime, maybe 100 years from now, but never put a woman up for president again. Never. Even though I think a woman would do fantastic, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. This country won't vote for it, because women won't vote for it. Women will not vote for women. But that, that's a whole separate subject. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. I'm getting off on a tangent here, but I'm in a mood today. I'm in a mood because I think that this country is in a pivotal spot right now, a very pivotal spot. And what we can do right now and what needs to be done are two totally separate and different things. Because I'm still trying to figure out healthcare. I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm still trying to figure out why it costs $3,500 to get picked up in an ambulance and taken to the hospital 4 miles away. Why does that cost $3,500? And why do we now have to take Uber to the hospital? Anybody? Let me know in the comments. Don't go anywhere. Part 3 to the Dray Way. Coming up next. Am I picking on real estate? Yeah. I am, for a good reason. Come right back for part 3. The last thing I want to talk about today is Jeffrey Epstein and Donald Trump. Jeffrey Epstein and Donald Trump. They were together. Trump was there. Trump participated in many of the activities Epstein was participating in. We've heard the stories. He was there. FBI files. Trump's name is everywhere. Oh, let's go in and just erase his name. Let's just go in and cover it up. What are we doing? Since when do we cover up for pedophiles? Since when do we do that? So, can someone tell me when we start covering up for them? Where's the accountability? Donald Trump was there with Epstein. Donald Trump was there with Epstein. We all know what Epstein was doing all the time. Donald Trump was there. Donald Trump was with him for years. Years. At the parties, Donald Trump was there. Now what? Anybody? Now what? Here was this vile, disgusting man, and guess who was friends with him and partied with him? You can't debate it. You can't doubt it. You can't. The facts are all there. Now what? You're all okay with that? Yeah, Donald Trump, I'm going to release the files. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. No, I'm not doing any of it. Are we okay with that? And why are we? How big of a monster does this man have to be? How awful of a human being does Donald Trump have to be before you guys wake the F up? In all seriousness, how awful does this man have to be for you guys to go, yeah, that's, best friends with a pedophile, best partying with a pedophile. He was there with Epstein a lot, over and over and over and over again, for years. Now what? He's still your hero? That's still your hero. Doesn't matter what he does, right? Doesn't matter how awful, how disgusting, how bad. Just doesn't matter, right? What does that say about you? What does that say about you that no matter how awful and despicable and gross this person is, you don't care? What does that say about you? Because you are measured. You are measured on your liking him. The more you like him, the more people measure you and go, wow. Wow. You're that passionate about an 80-year-old fat guy that paints himself orange. that was best friends with a pedophile. You don't think people look at you and go, really? You don't think that. I can assure you, everyone does. The more you like Trump, the more disgusting we think you are. And that goes with family members. You know, for the sake of family, they may not say anything, but deep in their heart, your own family thinks less of you, because no matter how despicable, awful, terrible, gross that man is, and you still support him, it makes you look worse and worse and worse. And you will carry that, and I'm telling you, you will carry that to your grave. And when you die, your family will speak less of you because of your association with Donald Trump. I'm not joking. Ask anyone. I'm telling you the truth. The whole truth. And nothing but the truth, so help me. That's the Dray Way for today. There's a new Dray Way every day, 7 days a week. Come argue with me, come agree with me, whatever you got to do. But come join me every single day, right here on the Dray Way. See you tomorrow.
Watch this, I can do it. Let's go!
No, good. He does it better. Much better.